Good Day Columbus on ABC 6 starts with this severe weather alert.
If you thought the end credits were rolling on this wicked winter weather walloping the Buckeye State, think again. The sequel to these bone-chilling temps, whipping winds and pretty hazardous snow flurries is here. And this was my drive into work this morning. Not bad, actually. I was kind of surprised, but there were some sketchy areas on parts of Riverside Drive making my way in. A lot of the area had been plowed and salted, and this guy wanted to turn his flashers on and drive about 20 miles an hour. But made it here safely, and hopefully you will too.
There's always one or two that like to do that before things get really bad. All right, well, good morning to you. We have made it to Friday. It's January 19th. I'm Katie McKeon for Jess this morning.
And I'm Kurt Ludlow. Good morning. This morning we have teams spread out across the region, keeping an eye on the changing conditions. Let's kick things off with our meteorologist, Buck Michael. Been tracking the storm all morning long for us, Buck.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, as you've been heading out the door here this morning, it's been this light, slow, persistent snow for us this morning that's been slowly accumulating. It's been falling the heaviest across the southern half of the state. So when we're talking about our 1 to 3 inches of snow that we are anticipating, probably a little bit more on the higher end to the south. If you live north of Columbus, probably on the lower end because you have a little dry air mixing its way in. Metro area right now, you can still see we're dealing with this light snow falling, but the heaviest snow has been some of these darker blues that have been kind of going across the southern part of the viewing area. I did hear from someone in Logan about 1.5 inches, and that was about an hour and a half ago, so they may have more by now. 71 school districts have opted to close for the day, but still 7 are still delaying, holding out to see what the conditions are like in a couple of hours from now. As far as heading out the door, these roadways, especially these bridges and overpasses, we are seeing that snow stick. And just be careful out there on those roadways, especially this morning. Temperatures are in the mid-20s, so it is a fairly light and fluffy snow. It'll be persistent through about 10 or 11 a.m., and then it starts to break up, and just a few lighter snow showers as we continue on into the afternoon and evening. But this morning it has been enough, and the timing has not been ideal. It's not a ton of snow. Mike McCarthy's here. How much snow are you seeing where you are, Mike?
Hey, Buck, we will get to snow totals here in just a moment. I want to update you how things are changing because we did just move from our initial location out by the highway here in Marysville to uptown Marysville, and the conditions here on Main Street look far better than what we have seen anywhere else. So the crews are having some progress in some areas. When we talk about our snow totals here that Buck asked about, I'm going to bring in now our official Good Day Columbus snow-o-meter. Okay, so it's my fancy name for our ruler this morning, but come on, I work in TV news. We can't just call it a ruler. We got to have some sort of fancy name for it with our snow-o-meter, Buck. Here is what we measured here in Marysville this morning. We are now up to right around 3/4 of an inch of snow. So it's not a lot of snow, certainly, but you can still see the flakes are falling at this hour. And really, it's the timing of the snow that has created the problems here in the city of Marysville and the county itself. Crews are doing what they can. We have some video to show you here of the plows out and about in Marysville. We have seen them nonstop, in some cases working in tandem, in side-by-side in groups, trying to clear away the snow. The issue has been, though, it's just been relentless, though light, and with it happening right around 3 o'clock this morning and continuing now at this hour, it's just not great timing for schools here in Union County, which is why today, Marysville, Fairbanks, and North Union, the major districts here in Union County, they are all closed because of the fact that the snow just came at a tough time for crews to clear it away before the buses would have to roll. Speaking of closures, obviously there are more happening around central Ohio. Stephen Haynock is live right now in Hilliard, where Hilliard City Schools are also closed. What are you seeing there in terms of your snowfall?
Yeah, well, Mike, Hilliard City Schools announcing their closure not too long ago. We did see some people arriving here, and then, of course, after that announcement, heading on out of the parking lot. The wind has been increasing. We've been out here since about 4 a.m., and you can see it blowing very fast past me. It's cold out here, guys. It really, really is. But the good thing is for all the kids that are out now, a lot across our area, there's snow on the ground, and this time there's a lot to grab. So we're going to go ahead and just try and grab some of this fluffy snow you see here and make a snowball. It's been a while since I've made a snowball, so don't judge me. All right, it won't really stick together, so I'm really bad at this, but yeah, it's fluffy, it's nice, it's coming down now strongly, but later this afternoon might be nice to head out. Of course, dress in your layers, be dressed appropriately, and keep it brief, but it's coming down for now, and it's going to continue, and we're staying right here. But the good news, like I said, Hilliard City Schools out for the day, as well as Columbus City Schools and so many other schools. It's another snow day for kids. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Seth. Well, this morning, there are 18 counties in our region that are under snow emergencies. You can see them right there on your screen. Athens and Scioto County under a level 2 emergency. Some of the big ones include Franklin, Delaware, Licking, and Fairfield counties. We will have the complete list running along the bottom of our screen all morning long.
This Arctic blast is naturally having a big impact on travel across the country. Thousands of flights have either been delayed or canceled due to icy runways and blizzard-like conditions, reducing visibility. Just take a look at this scary moment in Rochester, New York. This American Airlines plane skidding off the runway in heavy snow. Look at the snow coming down there. Thankfully, no injuries reported. The roads aren't much better. Much of the U.S. seeing slick conditions, making for slow-moving traffic and hazardous driving conditions there. And as we take a live look over the Columbus Metro, Katie's been keeping an eye on the roads this morning, and it looks like we've got an accident popping up there. Katie, what's up?
Yeah, we're really starting to see some issues out there as more folks are getting on the roadways. This is exactly what we anticipated as we were going into this morning commute. It's why we hopped on air at 4 a.m. The snow is just happening at not an ideal time. So folks are getting out. You can see right here, this is 71 northbound at Weber. It started as a restriction, and now it is showing that we basically are having traffic blocked through this area. I'm sure that they close this down for just a little bit to get everything out of the way as those emergency crews respond there. So again, we have that placed on the map for you. 71 northbound at Weber Road. Looks like it is closed at this point. I would recommend you hop on over and use 315 instead, because you can still see that things are actually in the green in both directions. Also new to the board, 71 southbound at 161. That's showing some restrictions. Now we've shifted back over into the red with that accident. So it means that you're going to see some slow traffic in that area as well. So southbound, northbound lanes of 71 starting to get really messy at on the north side. So keep that in mind as you're heading out. We also have this issue up here that's causing some backups. This is going to be 33. So as you're moving around this curve right here past Marysville, that is going to be not too far from 31 or Maple Street. You can obviously see that we have some backups in that area. So be aware of that if you're traveling up to the northwest, because it will impact you if you're on 33 by Marysville.
We are seeing some new tech to help keep the roads safe. Delaware, for example, uses weather monitoring cameras. They have infrared sensors to measure road temps, and when they see them drop, they can better prepare to treat the possibility of icy roads and bridges. And before we head to break, let's take a live look at Nelsonville. The snow coming down thick and fast there. The brunt of the storm blanketing that area of Ohio, causing classes to be canceled for students at Nelsonville, York.
Next, of course, this weather will make for a tough commute across central Ohio. The timing of it all happening when people are trying to get out.
We're talking live with the Franklin County Sheriff Dallas Baldwin about what's happening in Franklin County. Stay with us. Good Day Columbus is back in just 2 minutes. This morning, millions of Americans are waking up and getting ready to do one of two things: strap on the boots and grab the shovel and get to digging out, or grabbing the sled and heading to the steepest hill they can find.
That begs the question, then, what is our very own Cam doing this morning? Is he having some snow day fun or helping shovel driveways? Hopefully he's getting out there and helping the people.
You know what? I keep trying to help the people, Katie and Kurt. The problem is the snow keeps coming down, so I'm waiting a little bit longer in order to actually be effective. How's your walk going this morning, sir? It's going pretty good. It looks like it's nice and smooth. But we're here in German Village live. For a lot of people, as we're drawing in the snow, we are making it a snow day. And for people waking up, it's this glittery snow we've been talking about this morning. Very soft. So good news, if you have kids waking up, by now you've probably gotten the alerts from all your schools that it is a snow day for your kids, which means this is perfect weather if they want to play outside in the snow, because it's not too cold, it's not wet. Great for making notes to your friends and family. Great if you want to do snow angels, making the first one of the season. Check this out, and it's very smooth. You can hear how dry it is. Go like this. Let me take a step up. Look Look at that snow angel right here, even with the brick background. And then I said earlier, I said it's really hard snow because when you're talking about this glitter snow, check how dry it is. It's almost as if it's fake. You go over here, I said it's not easy to make snowballs. Well, for the last 15, 20 minutes since you've last seen me, we have been able to make snowballs, people. So if you really compact this snow, I'm talking keep it in your hands, keep pressing down, keep pressing, you can make a snowball. Now, how effective is it? Evan, how did that feel? Was it okay? Evan's good. Evan, my cameraman's good. So it's going to be a softer snowball because it's not so wet. These are going to be great for your little kids. I know it sounds very harsh, but for your little kids to play with this morning. So bundle them up. They're going to be dry. The mud rooms aren't going to be getting very wet because of this snow. And these snowballs are great just to throw at signs and then go everywhere. Now, don't be throwing it at cars or destructing property, people, but you can have some fun with snowballs. It is possible to make them. I'll keep making an arsenal of snowballs. Do you want to get me back, Evan? I let you throw one at me. If you're a rider, left, you go for it. There you go. You can keep doing it. We'll toss it back to you guys. He's throwing it on behalf of everyone on Good Day Columbus.
I was going to say, Cam,
okay.
Evan's brand new. You have to make sure that he comes back to work tomorrow.
We have to break him in, literally, with snow. Oh, that one didn't break.
All right, well, one of the major storylines of this winter weather has been the chilly temps and the snowy conditions impacting states that aren't used to seeing it. Take a look at this. Memphis, Tennessee, traffic there moving at a snail's pace. Drivers fighting those icy interstates and snow-covered streets, fishtailing all over the place. And these hazardous road conditions aren't confined to just Tennessee, though. Plenty of southern states also experiencing slick conditions. Here in central Ohio, very similar story. We've been keeping you up to date on what's happening on those roads. Sarah Converse out in Mobile Track this morning. Sarah, I know that we have 2 accidents on 71 right now. I've been telling folks to take 315. Have you seen conditions getting any worse where you are, or just more folks out on those roadways?
Yeah, we've been seeing more folks out on the roadways. We're currently on I-70 going westbound, and we actually exit off really briefly off the interstate, and we slid. So when you're going on those exit ramps and on the on-ramps, you're going to have to be careful because they are coated with some snow and they are slippery. So again, give yourself some extra time. ODOT is reporting about 1,200 ODOT crew members across the state trying to keep those roads clear for you, but you're still going to want to give yourself time, especially bridges and overpasses. Those are going to be rather slippery as well. Let's take a look at the road conditions here on I-70. There's still a bit of a coating on the roadway, especially on the slow side of the interstate. So again, you're going to want to give yourself ample amounts of time, especially as more people start to get up on these roadways. Again, this is treated roads. The untreated roads, can't even imagine how those are doing this morning as it is slippery outside. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Well, this extreme cold comes with a price tag. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has estimated overall damages from the last February cold wave is about to be $1.8 billion. That cold snap in Texas back in 2022 cost about $8.7 million. But the extreme cold can also weigh heavily on individual household income or costs.
If you work in a sector that requires you to be outside, like construction or mining or agriculture, it's probably a lot harder to do your job in these events. And so that affects household incomes as well as labor supply and productivity in those sectors.
Extreme cold can also take a toll on crops and put stress on livestock, which could eventually push up grocery prices. The current stretch has also been tough for airlines and folks that are trying to fly. When a flight is canceled, airlines are required to provide refunds.
All this snow is good news, though, for the 12 teams facing off in the World Snow Sculpting Championship this week in Minnesota. The teams have 64 hours to carve their masterpieces before a winner is named. One team came all the way from Mexico to compete.
There is not possible to practice in Mexico because we don't have snow in the city we live in. So every year is like a practice for us.
The event is held in the city of Stillwater. The city's Chamber of Commerce says this competition really helps put them on the map, attracting 50,000 visitors to share in the love of snow. Buck.
All right, good morning, everybody. We're taking a look at what we've got going on the radar. This is a look at the last 6 hours here as it resets. You'll notice that we are seeing a little bit less to the north. Think of it kind of like a paint roller. There's not as much moisture here to the north, so if you're painting something, it kind of starts to spread out a little bit. It's been snowing a lot steadier across the southern half of the state, and we've been calling for about 1 to 3 inches with this event, and you're going to get more into that 2 to 3 inch range. I've seen some reports of about 3 inches down in Athens already. Northern part of the viewing area, probably closer to that 1 to 2 inch range with this event. Now, the good news is that it's not done yet, so if you want more snow, it's not over yet for us. Take a look here what we've got currently. We're still dealing with that steady snow across most of the viewing area. As we continue into the rest of the day today, it will start to taper off for the afternoon with just scattered snow at that point. Most of the state is under a winter weather advisory. It's not a winter storm warning for most of us because it was not expected to be a major storm, more of an inconvenience, and especially the timing. We're now up to 77 school districts closed, which does include most of the major metropolitan schools here in the Columbus metro area. Columbus City Schools, Hilliard, Southwestern City, Worthington, Westerville. They're all scrolling at the bottom of the screen. The snow showers will continue as we time out the rest of the day. It'll stay fairly steady through about 11, 10 a.m. and then for the afternoon, a few pockets on and off. And we'll show you that on Futurecast coming up. But again, all said and done, about 1 to 3 inches for us. Winds will also pick up this afternoon, causing this snow to really start blowing around for the afternoon and evening. Winds coming out of the northwest, so north-southbound, east-westbound. They're all going to see some blowing and drifting later today. Frigid and breezy for the wind chill. A few snow showers on Saturday, but our wind chills will be below 0 for Saturday and Sunday morning. Monday, above freezing and dry. One of the nicest days on the 7-day forecast. But next week, we start warming up, including the potential of some freezing rain, specifically Tuesday morning. And I'm going to show you that here on the 7-day forecast in a second. 24 degrees right now, winds at about 16 miles per hour. It's a light and fluffy snow with our temperatures, but as our winds start to pick up, that light and fluffy snow will start to blow around as we get into the afternoon and evening. As I mentioned, our wind chills Saturday, Sunday morning will be below 0. So if you have weekend plans, which they may have changed now that we're getting some snow, keep in mind it's going to be very cold for the weekend morning lows. The snow showers continuing to drift their way to the east, and then this afternoon, scattered lighter snow showers coming in off of the Great Lakes, and we only warm up to about 25 today before it starts getting colder. Tomorrow, it's going to be cold, morning lows in the single digits, and then a few pockets of snow in the afternoon. Accumulations tonight, tomorrow, less than an inch for most of us, and it's going to be in those pockets coming in off the Great Lakes. So the farther north you live, the better chance you'll see more. Again, looking at 1 to 3 inches with this. Southern part of the viewing area a little bit more, northern part a little bit less because of that drier air mixing its way in. Sunday dry 24, 35 on Monday, but I mentioned Tuesday, that freezing rain. I want to show you this. This pink. Potentially some freezing rain Tuesday morning. We have to watch the timing of that rain as it moves in, because if it comes in the morning with morning low temperatures around 30 Tuesday morning, could start out as a little ice before we change over to rain and warmer temperatures. Look at that, 48 by Thursday.
Good Day Columbus on ABC 6 starts with this severe weather alert.
This morning, we are tracking wicked winter weather, not just here in central Ohio, but across the U.S. 70 million people are under some sort of winter weather alert this morning. Philadelphia expected to see 3 to 6 inches of snow. New York City expecting 4. Other major cities like Chicago and Detroit will pick up several inches as well. Good morning to you, and thanks for joining us on this frigid Friday. It's January 19th. I'm Kurt Ludlow.
I'm Katie McKee in for Jess. The Buckeye State getting slammed by another round of winter weather. Cleveland dealing with snow showers and plunging temperatures. Here in Columbus, not much better. Buck has been staying on top of the changing conditions all morning long. So let's get a look at exactly what we are seeing right now here in central Ohio.
Yeah, still seeing the snow falling. The back end of the snow is starting to move into western Indiana. So we will still have these snow showers fairly persistent for the next probably 3, 4, 5 hours, depending on where you live. But as we zoom into the metro area, it is a fairly light snow right now. But I want to also draw your attention to the north. We've seen a little less snow this morning. And the one reason for that is because we've had some drier air mixing in. Now, if we widen this out to the entire viewing area, it is persistent snow, especially across the southern half. And I think that's where we're going to end up with those 2 to 3 inch snowfall totals. To the north, you're going to be more to 1, maybe up to 2 for the northern part of the viewing area. Regardless, we've got a lot of school closings. 78 school districts closed today. Each of these dots represents thousands of parents trying to figure out, all right, what are we doing with the kids today? They're going to grandma's. What are we doing? Who's taking the day off or working remotely today? So this is not only impacting just the parents and the schools, but potentially other family members. 24 degrees downtown, 23 currently in Grove City. Now, I can't really travel around, but we can move the maps so you can see the roads, especially the bridges. Snow covered there in Marion at 22 degrees, and taking you down to the south here. Some of the worst conditions we've seen have been Athens, and you can see there along the ramp to get onto 33 snow-covered roads there. And I've seen some reports of about 3 inches of snow there in Athens County already this morning. So steady snow at 8 a.m. It does start to move to the east, the steadier snow at least by noon, and a few pockets of scattered snow showers continuing through the rest of the afternoon. Now, I mentioned I can't move around to go to those different areas, but we have Sarah Converse. She's been in mobile track all morning long, keeping an eye on the different conditions across the area. So, Sarah, what are you seeing and where are you?
Yeah, we are on I-70 westbound. We just got off onto an exit. You can see a car actually slipped off of this exit way, and we actually did that a little earlier ago, but luckily my expert photographer knew exactly what to do. So we're going to talk about what the do's and don'ts of what you should do if you fishtail. The one thing you don't want to do is you do not want to slam on the brakes, and you do not want to turn your wheel away from where you're spinning. So if you decide to fishtail, don't panic. Take your foot off the accelerator, do not brake, and follow where you're going as you slowly go to a stop. So again, just be careful out there. We are looking at some slippery spots across the roadway, especially on those bridges, overpasses, exits, and on-ramps. So again, you want to make sure you're staying careful out there. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Sarah, thank you. These extremely frigid temps have allowed people to make some extremely weird frozen food. A Canadian photographer did some social media experiments like freezing a cracked egg and some spaghetti. Our own Mike McCarthy did that, the food turning solid in minutes. Of course, this guy's food freezing talents pale in comparison to Mike, who swiftly turned into GDC's frozen food expert. Speaking of which, Mike McCarthy live now in Marysville. Oh, Mike, this guy can't hold a candle to you, pal.
Oh, you're so nice, and our producer Spencer for putting that in and putting the spin on it. My hat off to you here at 6:30 on this Friday morning, where we right now are in Marysville. They've got the holiday snowflake decorations still up. You don't really need those, though, because we got the real deal here in Marysville this morning. Right around an inch of snow here on the sidewalk. It has been falling steadily for the last several hours. Just around the corner, you can't see it, but there's someone on a tractor clearing off the sidewalks here in Uptown. And we actually have a plow, I think, that's about to come down the road here, right down 6. Give it just a second, and you'll see him coming down the street right here. It has been a nonstop effort by these plows here in Marysville to try to keep these streets clear. You know, despite the snow, we just met up with a group of about a half dozen guys who did their morning workout in this weather. They are part of a fitness movement across the country called F3. It's focused on men's fitness, but also fellowship. And the fact that they did it this morning in the cold and in the snow led to what I think is a pretty obvious question, but here's part of our conversation we just had. Why are you doing it in the snow?
Because there's really nothing that brings guys together, kind of like adversity. And so that's what we're doing. It's getting up early, regardless of the weather, rain, shine, hot or cold. We come out and work out together, struggle together, do hard things in the morning so that the rest of our day is easy.
The other folks getting a workout this morning, as I mentioned, are the plow drivers here in Marysville. They have been working nonstop, at times in tandem, trying to keep up with the pace of the snow. We haven't gotten a large amount, as I mentioned, just right around an inch, but the issue is the fact that it's coming right now, right at a time when school buses would be rolling. Not today, though. Enough snow has come, and there's not enough time to clear it away. Superintendents believe that the schools here in Marysville are closed, along with Fairbanks and North Union as well. But as we come back out here live, the progress we are seeing on the roads is right here in Uptown. You can see down to the pavement But of course, the plow just went through here as we started our report. More issues remain out on the county back roads. We do not know of a snow emergency here in Union County. Tried to call the sheriff just before our live report, and frankly, he called me in the middle of our report. He beeped in my earpiece here, so I'm going to call him back right now, and we'll update you on the road situation on Fox 28 starting live at 7 right here on Good Day Columbus. In the meantime, though, let's go down to Franklin County with Stephen Chaynock, who I believe is hanging out still in Hilliard. What are you seeing there, Seth?
Yeah, Mike, not many school buses here at Hilliard-Davidson High School. Hilliard City Schools announcing closures as well this morning, but it wasn't before we saw a few people pull into the parking lot here. We were out here as early as 4 a.m. Snow has been constantly falling, and once that announcement came, we saw a few of the cars that are parked over here in the parking lot reversing out. You can see there's still some people that headed into the building, probably employees. We haven't seen many students, of course, but yeah, so hopefully if your school had a delay or especially a closure, hopefully you got that news before you made that morning commute out here in this weather. You can see that snow plow all the way across the parking lot there. They've been out here since about 4:30. We spoke to them earlier. They said they were expecting school to, of course, continue on, but now that's not the case. But they're still out here clearing everything probably for the days ahead. But as far as school for many students across Central Ohio, it is officially a snow day. Almost 80 school districts closed this morning. So yeah, keep layered up, kids, if you're heading out to enjoy the snow. Of course, it's coming down right now. The wind is pretty strong out here, guys, but I know later today it will tether down a little bit so you can maybe enjoy it, but keep it brief. For Good Day Columbus, I'm Stephanie Chaynock. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Steph, thank you. As we take a live look around Ohio, this is what conditions look like in Troy right now. What a pretty sight there, right? The main square dusted in a nice layer of snow.
You better have those snow blowers and shovels ready, because today's snowy conditions means that you'll have to clear off the driveways and dust off those sidewalks. Of course, it's also going to be a good day for a classic snowball fight or maybe some sledding. Cam is out having, of course, some snow day fun. Cam, you're in German Village. You still making snowballs out there, or have you moved on to a snowman?
You know, Yes, and it is massive, Katie. This might be a record for Good Day Columbus on ABC6. Working on my snowman right here. It's a little disheartening because this kind of snow, unfortunately, is not great for snowmen and snowballs, but you kind of have the pros and cons to each. You know, snow for snowmen and snowballs is more wet, so your clothes are going to get drenched. It's going to be nasty going in, whereas this snow, a lot lighter. We've been calling it glitter snow because when you look at it, it just glistens when the light hits it, so it's actually really pretty. It almost looks like unicorn dust. But if you try really hard, you know, you can get little snowmen like this, little mini snowmen. You can make snowballs to throw at people. But the big question is, when you're coming out, kids are out of school today, you want to get out of the house and possibly go sledding. So we're here at Schiller Park, no stranger to this hill right here on the east side. I sold Chanel snowboard again. That's my daughter. This is her little mini snowboard. And we're going to see, without it being touched, what the conditions are like for you to attempt to go down. So let me make my way up. It's a lot lighter, might be dark. Let's see. Now, I'm not doing bindings. I'm just jumping on this thing, so it's not the stablest, but if I do a run and jump, let's see how consistent this is on live television. Here we go. All right, not bad, but look. It's not too bad. Let me see if I can try to sit down on it. The problem is the snow is so light and you can start to feel it. I was feeling the grass and the ground, so if you're looking for those sledding conditions, these, oh, there you go. That'll work, but you are hitting the grass pretty immediate. So kids that are watching right now, just elated with excitement that it's a snow day, here's a tip from your Uncle Cameron. Get out to the hills soon, because as you can see, it's going to be good for maybe one sled, 1 or 2 rides before it's all going to be gone. So that's our tip for you today. We'll also show you, if you don't have a sled, how you could potentially do the boot scoot, as I call it, taking a shovel and riding it down the hill. But in the meantime, I'm going to try to ride this one more time right here. Here we go. Woo! Nope. Not the best conditions for snowboarding, guys, on your child's snowboard. We'll toss it back to you.
I'm sorry, Cam, but that was funny.